In society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude.
What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn Dude.
This is the show where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, damn, dude.
Damn Dude.
This show exists to help educate, entertain, and make an impact on the different contexts and perspectives that we have in life, because I truly believe that the more access we have to different contexts and perspectives, the easier, smoother, and just flat out doper life is. You dig? I believe that the more we tap into different perspectives and we have them in our back pocket, so to say, the easier it is to come to a place of peace and gratitude because of the understanding and the depth that a whole different context is, right? So, welcome to the show, you guys. This is season 3, episode 49.
Damn, dude.
So that actually makes 261. This makes this the 261st episode, I should say. Damn. So.
Damn Dude.
First of all, I should also say, if you're new to the show, welcome. I'm your host, California Cal, one of the cool Californians in this state. And I should clarify, especially since coming back from the Midwest, I am not one of those Californians. If you know what that means, you know what that means. Otherwise, it's just whatever, right? But, first of all, shout out to my cousin Dylan. Shout out and congratulations. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me just say congratulations. And the wedding was fucking amazing. And it was just incredible. Like, to see all the family and everything, and then nextly, shout out to all of my family out there. If any of you guys listen to this, I apologize for not being able to spend more time. We really based this whole thing off of the wedding and not really our own hanging out time and stuff. Plus bringing kids, and also it was just like it was a whole different, it was a very different dynamic than when we normally go out there. At the same time, still got to see everybody. Even if it was just briefly or for a little bit. I love you guys. My Wisconsin family is just off the charts, dude. It's just a whole different lifestyle than we live out here. People listen from all over the world. So I guess I live in San Diego, California. That's where I'm born and raised. And I'm familiar with other climates and whatever. And I've lived some different places. And it's like the Midwest, Wisconsin, my family, it's just a whole different vibe. And it's like, it's so fucking cool. Like, truly, the way that everybody lives is just so connected to nature in a very natural way. And that's one thing that I found really fascinating this time around, was how natural it was for the majority of my family to just be automatically connected with nature in ways that's so fucking fulfilling, healing, soothing, whatever you want to call it, right? Like, there's just some magic to that shit. And when you engage in the power and magic of nature, dude, like, you are badass. Like, you can't not be cool as fuck if you actively participate in nature. People who participate in nature are just cool as fuck. And I recognize how living in San Diego and coming up here, it's easy to take nature for granted because we have it so that's not the right way to say it. Like, we have it so good. It's not, we do, yes. And at the same time, it's not better than here or there or anything, right? It's just easier. And because of that ease, and comfort, it creates a blind spot for a lot of people who live out here. So it's like not having dramatic season changes to us is like a luxury, because it's like, all right, dude, I don't got to go do this and that. It's like we can fucking go surf and go outside and go, smoke weed in the sun and just like whatever the hell you want. You can work out all year round outside. You can, you know what I mean? It's like there's nothing that you can't just wear a couple simple layers and still go do out here. Like out in the Midwest where it snows, Wisconsin, Minnesota, it's like sometimes it's too cold or there's too much snow or you just can't physically go somewhere. And there's something so magic about that I realize and I appreciate and understand, is that like when I go to, especially to go visit family in Wisconsin and Minnesota, that the climate, the weather, everything is just a trip. It's just different and it blows my mind and I love it and I appreciate it so much. Like this time around, we freaking gathered a gang of antlers and feathers and rocks and just cool shit. And it's funny because my family, they're like cracking up at us like, oh, like, what are you guys freaking out about these, fucking frogs or this or that? It's like, dude, we don't just have this shit around. Like, we got to go work to, for this to be our environment. It's not like just around us like that. There's just so much more city and buildings and there's all this shit. And then that also made me feel like, like that's kind of gross, But at the same time, I'm like, it is what it is. This place is beautiful. San Diego's absolutely beautiful. So it's like, and the only time I ever get the gross feeling here is when I myself am disconnected from the nature that this place is. So I guess I'm sharing all that because it really it really creates and draws a whole new perspective to look through and a whole new context and lens to look through. And I see how the weather, how the what do you call it? Like, I guess the layout of the town, the lack of buildings and industrial stuff and housing and, well, not lack of housing, but it's like shit's not all crammed together like it is here, right? It's just like, I just mean there's physically not as many buildings and houses and structures and shit. So there's a lot more times where you're just looking at wide open trees and wide open fields and it's fucking beautiful, man. And I'm just like so grateful for getting to see all of that. And I see that the way that the layout, the land, the seasons, everything, it creates this bond between family. And it's really a trip because when I go out there, it's just like, I don't know, everybody, it's like, people, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like, I guess it's hard to explain for me because like being around where family actively is engaging in each other like frequently, or or it's like I could see how people have experience together and it's like, whoa, like you guys have spent a lot of time on fucking Earth together. Like that's so cool. And a lot of people aren't fortunate enough to really have all that, right? So I just thank you, my whole family. Like, I fucking love you guys. It's just a fucking blessing, and I learn so much every time I go out there. And I want to say extra special shout out. There's a lot of people I can give extra special shout outs to this whole thing. But in particular, my little cousin Brantley. This fucking kid. Brantley, if you ever listen to this, dude, you are a fucking trip. Meaning you are so fucking cool, dude. Like, I cannot explain how cool my cousin Brantley is. He's an 11-year-old kid. He fucking plays football. Fucking big, stocky little dude. He will mow your ass down. But dude, he's so smart. so magical, so connected to nature, so just absolutely in touch with the animals and the plants and the just fucking everything, like the land. I'm like, dude, I was blown away. And he just hooked us up with all these cool feathers and just all these things. And I was just blown away by him, by you, however you're listening to this. And just the insights and the view this kid has, if you're willing to listen, is phenomenal. And that had me lead to the next thing, which is like, I've really gotten present to, and I've learned this lesson many times, and I'm sure I'll keep learning it, which is that once we realize that we do not know jack shit as individuals, like, we begin to experience what real life freedom feels like. You know, it's like a lot of times when we come from this ultimate place of, I know this shit, like, okay, cool. But it's like, dude, once we start doing that, we become old people. We start blocking all of the new blessings that still are trying to enter. And I realized, like, dude, I know jack shit. I'm present and I go around, I do what I do. I'm not particularly smart or this or that or anything. At the same time, I'm present to reality, to how I feel, to what's going on, to what needs to be done, whatever, like, and just really getting to the root and understanding of, well, setting aside what I think I know in order to see what I really need to know.
Damn, dude.
That's a big fucking deal, right? And it's like, how many of us are willing to set aside what we think we know or what we do know in order to see and get to what we really need to know? Now, if you're wondering why I'm even going this path with this, is because this show is to help ultimately, really, aside from documenting just life and for my future generations, really, it's like, to me, this is a roadmap to getting to being fulfilled and stepping out of any dark shit or whatever. And it's like, yo, we're all on this path. Let's go. It's okay. You're supposed to experience that. You're supposed to feel that. Let's go. That's basically what this show ultimately is. And that's why I take things that direction every time. And that's how I like to think. Is like, all right, well, how can we all be collectively happier, freer, better, just, you know, more in tune and connected? And I don't know why exactly I care so much about that, but I do. And I think that's just part of my purpose of being here, is like, all right, yo, I don't know jack shit other than, like, we all need to, like, do better and know better. And I'm gonna keep being a reminder and an example of, like, yo, like, that guy really was fucking stupid and really didn't and doesn't know shit. And he's making it fucking work just based off of this line of thinking, these contexts to live into, and this way of looking at things. So that's why I take things this way, right? It's like, I could talk about vacation, I could talk about this, that, and particular things, and, you know, and events that happen and all that. But it's like, I think that those are cool, and those stories are meant to be shared amongst, I don't know, when it's in real time and passed on. And then it's like, those are the thing. I don't know. I'm kind of getting off on tangent. But anyways, I always want to take things to, how can we all, like, understand together to the most degree? And it's like, I really realize it's like, when we're the smartest person in the room, or the most boisterous or loudest or whatever, right? Like, that exposes our deep-seated insecurities to those who practice, you know, mindfulness and self-awareness and those different sorts of methods in daily life, where it's like, you're checking what you're doing, you're making sure you're you're going the direction you want to be going, and you course correct as it goes. And the people who do that, the people who take on ownership of their, you know, thoughts, even, a lot of people don't take ownership over their thoughts. There's people who will take ownership over their actions and then never take ownership of their thoughts. And that always kind of perplexes me because our thoughts come first, right? So it's like, or if they don't, then they at least have the opportunity to come first. So I really realized, like, dude, meditation, breath work, reading, practicing self-mastery, doing any of these things all equal being able to see and understand when somebody is exposing their deepest like insecurities or fears or things that paralyze them, or they can't contextualize or can't fathom or don't know how to interpret or don't know how to handle or whatever. And this is the thing, is nobody's immune from that. Everybody goes through some shit in their life, and it's like, if you don't, then that's weird to me. I don't understand if you're never faced with anything. That means things are being glazed over, or there's some sort of front or something. Because if you don't have shit in your life, in your family, in your whatever, in your, you know what I mean? It's like, yes, you level up, you grow, but it's like, if people have it, let's all level up together, right? And it's interesting to see how, like, I don't know, society operates on this level that is like, there isn't drama in families, right? And so that it's interesting because it's like almost, well, no, that's not what I say. I should say that like adult tantrums are far too common, and we all act like it doesn't happen. And the reason I say that is because we had one family member blow up, and you know, it is what it is. It's cool. And then later well, not at the same time, but like later down the line, I had a fucking tantrum. And within that, it was like, it ended up being between me and my oldest son, and I could not fathom what happened in the moment. I was just so confused, and I had never felt so disrespected. And at the same time, he was feeling that way. And all the combination of everything, where I never listened to him all the way, or I used my parental status to override what he was saying or how he felt about things or things like that. Like, I'm like, damn, okay. So ultimately what I'm getting at is like, yes, I had my tantrum, and I'm just going to take ownership for me. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus for anything, because that's all personal to whoever, right? That's between you guys. And so it's like, I take ownership for my shit. My son held his shit together way fucking better than I did, was way more mature, way more competent, and just way more of a fucking solid man in that instance. And I'm like, yo, you're 18, dude, and you, fuck, dude, like, I'm sorry, I check myself, this is not okay, da-da-da-da-da, right? And it's like, I'm not the type really to just blow up and have tantrums and shit, and it's like, I'm not the type to just get triggered quickly or anything like that. It's like, I can take a lot of shit before I blow up, like, a lot. And this time, I just, like, we had our little conversation where it was like, it was more about what wasn't said or what wasn't being acknowledged, felt like, that was so, like, the trigger for it, that I just, bam, immediately, dude. And I was just like, whoa, like, what? I mean, I wasn't like, well, no, I was, but I don't know. It was a very quick thing, and that's so not like me. And he was like that too, where it wasn't that he blew up, it was more that he was short and like, nope, like, I'm not talking about, or like, so, and that's so not like him either. So for both of us to see each other act like that towards each other, we were both really confused and hurt. And we're like, shit, okay, dude, like, you know, we come and we talk about it later after everything cools off, and we have a man-to-man, heart-to-heart conversation where we fucking hashed out everything. And it's like, what we ended up realizing was, dude, this had nothing to do with our conversation or disagreement or misunderstanding or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? This all had to do with the unhealed shit that him and I had from before, after our family had split for a little and we'd all gotten in trouble, we couldn't see each other, all that shit. And we jumped back into like, oh my goodness, like we can hang out again, we could do this, we could do that, da da da. And unintentionally kind of skipped over, whoa, like we got some shit to hash out, dude. Like, you know, but we didn't realize it because it's like we got so much love for each other. It's like, dude, like, fuck yes, you know? So this was the first time we got to go somewhere again and really spend time and stuff like that. And like, we learned so fucking much. And Nate, if you listen to this episode, I love you so fucking much, dude. Like, you are a man of high caliber and just extraordinary. You are just an extraordinary human being beyond anything I can comprehend. You are above and beyond that. And everybody who's tapped in and really listens knows this. And it's like, say your shit, hold your part, hold your boundaries. This is your time to establish your boundaries, establish where you stand, draw your line in your sand, say, yeah, look, this is what I will tolerate or not tolerate, you know? And it's like, we all have to do that in our lives. And the sooner you can figure out what you will stand for and won't stand for, especially when it comes to your fucking parents or relatives or anything like that, like, dude, when you know your boundaries and you can hold the line even better than your fucking parents, like, you're a badass motherfucker, dude. And it's like, this is only the beginning of incredible shit. All the cool shit that we've experienced, like, and have done and all of that, it's just gonna keep going and getting bigger and better. So, with all these hardships, we're getting this shit out of the way fucking fast. We're getting it all out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, dude, so for my son to be able to, and me to be able to stand there and look each other in the eye and talk about what the fuck it was, hug it out, cry it out, talk it out, and really be absolutely fucking real. And it's like, yo, you know, on my end, I'm like, dude, I was being a absolute fucking idiot. And it is never okay to act that way. And that does not excuse anything. I was being a complete fucking dumbass and I was completely out of line. Flat out. And it's like, dude, I understand. I'm committed, and here's my new promise. Like, dude, I will never speak to you that way ever again. That's not cool, no matter what. And it doesn't matter what else happened or didn't happen or anything. That's my part. That's the least I can do. Right? And it's like, how many people are just afraid to fucking own their shit? It's like, dude, if you fucking spazzed, say that shit. If you fucked it up, you were disruptful, whatever, like, say it. It only creates more bond and more love and more depth. And it's like, at the same time, if you don't want to say that shit and it's too hard, that's fine. Because it's like the people who were doing the work already let it go a long time ago. You know what I mean? And it's like, that doesn't mean that you're not doing the work. That means that it's like, we're all doing it on our own thing, and we all have our own timeline, and we all have our own moments of breakthroughs and breakdowns and fucking all of that. So it's like, that's the thing, is when we're faced with a challenge, what are you going to do? Are you going to create it and turn it into and contextualize it as, okay, I'm on the verge of a breakthrough, or, oh, I'm completely breaking down, blah, 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 blah. Right? So it's like, dude, the more we can own our shit, be real fucking men about our shit, that's just the shit. But dude, like, excuse me, one sec. So, when you can own up to your side, it automatically validates another human's feelings, existence, truth, their entire reality and their feelings. Like when you can validate somebody's entire concern, worry, everything, and you're like, dude, yeah, like I see it, I get it. And here's the thing is, like, when I was much more ignorant, I used to think that to validate another's feelings meant to say, okay, your bullshit part is true. That's what I used to think that meant. And that's not what that means. You know what I mean? To validate somebody's feelings means you heard them out. That's really what that means. I still am not a fan of that phrase. Oh, validating feelings. I'm not a fan of that word or phrase or whatever. And I understand how powerful that is and how much it's needed. Because if you can't validate how somebody feels, then that means you don't get it. You absolutely cannot get it if you cannot validate another person's feelings. If I say, hey, when you blank, 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 I felt blank, blank, blank. No. It's like, whoa, what the hell? Like, why am I not allowed to have that? You're right. Like, and that just invalidates somebody's feelings. And it's like, oh shit. Okay. Fuck. Right. So it's like, dude, that's the thing is like, it's in our listening. It's in our thinking. So this should be the shit where it's like, we practice engaging in nature. And as a human being engaging in nature, if you're not just very automatically involved in trenched in it or submerged in it or whatever the fuck the right word for that is. You get what I'm talking about? Immersed in that, I should say. I think that's the word I was looking for. That, well, even if you are, it's like it's still wise to practice meditation, breath work, fucking reading, different things like that. Things that make you better. Exercise, this, that, eating healthy, whatever. Because that's only gonna further expand and validate the nature inside of us. So that's the thing is like in modern times with technology and all this, we often invalidate our soul, our spirit, our connection with God, right? And it's like prayer, that also, you know, going like practicing gratitude. That's all along the same lines of breath work, meditation, reading, all the hippy dippy shit and all the very typical religious teachings. It's like that entire range is the same thing. It's not the exact same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same world. It's like that's all of the 4D world. And like I've been talking about 3D versus 4D, that's the third dimension versus fourth dimension. And that's the most readily accessible we have. And, you know, we've talked about this, and it's not some hippy dippy shit to say, oh, the third dimension or fourth dimension, because that really is just perspective, and you can actually go in and out, and there's actually means and channels of where different ideas and things live. Prayer, thought, ideas, the universal storehouse of wisdom, where prayer goes, where it comes from, where all these things, where to even know to do that, right? It's not because some guy knows, it's because fucking God knows, Spirit knows, Great Spirit, Pachamama, like Mother Earth, like Mother Nature. It's just, it knows, right? So it's like, how does it know? Well, it knows because all that information exists in the fourth dimension. And that sounds crazy, but it's entirely not. Quantum physics proves this. Animation proves this. There's like, you can go to math proves this. Science proves this. Religion proves this. Spirituality proves this. It's undeniable. So to like deny anything that's of spirituality and of God and of the fourth dimension, it's not this out there fucking concept. It's an actual thing and place to look from. And where do you think geometric shapes and patterns and the flower of life and all these things come from? And what do you think they mean? You think it means nothing, that everything exactly fits and everything is exactly perfectly timed? If you look at like cicadas and the rhythm that their life cycle is on, if one cicada lives a day extra than it's supposed to, then the entire ecosystem will flip upside down. And that could be the demise of the entire planet. Who knows? But then it's like, same thing, remove all the bees. Then what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like these things are fucking real to some extent. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Maybe it's a theory that if all the bees died or whatever. I mean, I guess it is a theory because we haven't seen that or experienced that. And at the same time, you can do the math, do the science, do the, track it down and be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Right? It's not that complicated. So this is one thing is like, we have right now more than ever, we've got to get in touch with our spirituality. And it's like, there is a difference between religion and spirituality. Some people practice religion and are doing it for the sake of spirituality. And there's some people who practice religion and do it for the sake of religion. And I think there's a huge difference between the two. So that's why it's like, I'm never like shitting on religion, but it's like, at the same time, I think it's like, well, how are you using religion? Right? It's like, are you only using it in 3D world? And I think that's where a lot of the Bible got interpreted literal, was because it got interpreted from a 3D point of view rather than the 4D point of view where all the magic and mysticism and shit lives. And that's where we have this disconnect. It's like, well, I can't see God. It's like, well, you can talk to him, right? It's like, there's a lot of people you can't, and people and things you can't see that you can talk to. You can talk to a seed in the floor and then fucking it, as you water, it grows healthy. You can talk to your water and freeze it, and then it tells you, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then it'll reflect that. So there's so many things where it's like, there's just proof everywhere. So I say all that to say this, which is when we really realize we don't know shit and that the 4D world is like, if we're not tapped into the 4D world, like we really can't know more than we already know. And we'll be stuck grinding through the mud, just slow, just fucking forcefully through the mud. And the only way out is gratitude. And if you think about it, where does gratitude go? Where does it come from? What is it? How and why does it exist? Well, it exists because the math of all of that is of the 4D world, the fourth dimension, the 4D point of view. So,
damn, dude.
Let's give it one of those. It's really important that we bring and tap into our spirituality. No matter if you're religious or not, or don't believe shit or whatever. If you don't believe shit, then you should probably start searching or thinking about it to some capacity, because life's gonna get hard really fucking fast and stay that way if you don't. I fucking promise you that, because I denied my own spirituality. I denied my own highest self. I denied my own God, my connection to Mother Earth, to Mother Nature. And it's like, if you believe that you feel better once you've been out in nature and come back, then that means you already believe in it.
Damn, dude.
That is spirituality in action. So it's like, you're using your 3D body to go engage in that spirituality, and it resets you. The spirituality is just nature. That's all it is. It's just the nature of nature. It's not anything more complicated or scary or this or that. It's like, I mean, yes, you can reframe this a million ways, but it's like, plain and simple, it's just the nature of nature and how it works and how it communicates and how it does something, right? It's like, if you can agree that you drink water and it keeps you going, why can you not believe that, like, you can talk to the person who fucking invented water?
Damn, dude. Damn, dude.
Run and tell that, homeboy. You guys. I gotta say, I'm very happy to be home. Apologize for the day late episode. Half the time I was fucking, I don't know, dealing with something, doing something, or had no service, or just wasn't on my phone or whatever. And yeah, so, thank you to everybody who helped make this trip possible, because I couldn't have done this on my own at this point. So thank you. And again, extra special shout out to my mom, my whole family, like everybody just is so fucking kind. And I learned so much about family and myself and nature that in such a way that I'm going to process and take with me and hold with me forever, and use it to keep learning, and use it as a checkpoint, so to say, in my life, to where I'm like, damn, okay, this is very significant. excuse me. This is a very, very big landmark in life for me. Like, this whole trip was a fucking flag planted on the moon. I don't think that shit happened, but anyways, that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, I don't believe it's not possible. Anyways, okay. I guess this is what they call the ADD if this was back in the 90s. Yo, it is what it is. Your ADD, it's a part of your spirituality. It's a part of your charm. Your anxiety is not yours. Let it go. That's the darkness. Don't identify with it. It's not yours. It's just a feeling. Let it go. It's your spirit trying to wake you the fuck up. And I recommend to answer that motherfucker. You guys, it's been real. Six feet of twisted steel and sex appeal. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just talking shit. Not the hit, and the last one's a pistol, and it's gonna be me and you.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
You guys. This is our latter episode, meaning this is season 3, episode 49. So please get your Joaquin Phoenix on and drop down and get that eagle on, girl. So I would appreciate. I was really gonna try to keep going. Okay. You guys, please be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell your best friends, cousins, uncles, corn stitching, traffic directing, parking ticket enforcement stepmother's girlfriend who happens to be a non-binary lesbian from Connecticut who grew up in Canada, then moved to Brazil and learned what Popo Zao meant when he met them met Kevin Federline, then grew up in the heart of feline capital of the world, then moved to Transacola, then Pennsylvania, then the great state of I dropped the ball on that one, guys. Anyways, I love you guys. Please be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell your best friends, cousins, uncles, pig farming, knuckle fucking, pig dunking, chocolate chip pimping, horse whipping, Cadillac tipping, homeboy about the Damn Dude motherfucking podcast. You dig? I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Please have a beautiful motherfucking day. I love you guys. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.